In today's video, we're diving into the most tested TEKS standards from the STAAR 2024 release test. Hey, I'm Angela, the creator behind Custom Classroom by Angela. I know you want to prepare your students for success, and understanding which TEKS show up most often can help you target your lessons more effectively. Plus, if you're a parent or a teacher, I'll want you to stick around because I've got some helpful resources for you at the end of this video. One big insight I found were pair passages. They were heavily tested this year. Every grade level had 4 questions where students had to compare 2 different texts. This means we need to consistently practice paired passages in our day-to-day reading instruction. This is a different skill than reading a single passage, and students need to get comfortable with it. All right, let's break down the test by grade level. Third grade had 2 questions each for key ideas, organizational patterns, and finding the author's purpose, where it tested 18 TEKS. If you compare this to 2023, the only overlap is key ideas, and it focused on other things like inferencing, text evidence, theme, and character, and organizational patterns and author's purpose weren't even questions on the test. All right, with fourth grade, here we see that there was an emphasis on inferencing, text evidence, and author's purpose in 2024 with 18 tested TEKS. Compared to 2023, the only overlap is inferencing. They focused on other things like word meaning, summarizing plot, and figurative language, testing only 17 TEKS. In fifth grade, what stood out was drawing conclusions, summarizing, author's purpose, and text structure, and it tested 17 TEKS. When we compare that in 2023, the only overlap is text structure, and here we saw some key ideas and text evidence pop up more often. It also tested more TEKS. It tested 20. In sixth grade, there's a highlight here on figurative language and mood questions. It also starts to span more TEKS now, and this one tested 21 different TEKS. If you compare it to 2023, there's really no overlap. Here we emphasized inferencing, text evidence, summarizing, and plot, and only 19 TEKS were tested. In seventh grade, the highlights here are summarizing, and I found this kind of interesting, rhetorical devices, because that didn't really pop up in any of the other tests. And it tested 21 TEKS, again, more like sixth grade. And if you compare that to 2023, there is an overlap of summarizing, but that year, again, inferencing and mood were a heavy hit, and there were 20 TEKS covered. All right, in eighth grade, the keys here were inferencing, summarizing, and author's purpose. It tested 20 TEKS. And if you compare it to 2023, there's quite a bit of overlap of inferencing, summarizing, and author's purpose, which is, you're going to see kind of a trend throughout a little bit. And then was text evidence, and this one tested 20 TEKS. All right, now we're getting into English 1. And here you're going to start to see a wider variety of questions that are having more than one question on the test because, one, there's more questions on the test, and two, there's just a bigger span of complexity. So here you see context clues, society connections, inferencing, summarizing author's purpose, literary devices, and there were 20 TEKS tested. If you compare this to 2023, there is a bit of an overlap here in context clues, inferencing, and author's purpose, but you see quite a few other TEKS that were emphasized, and that year only tested 17 TEKS. Now, if we look at English 2, again, we're going to see a wide range of topics covered more than once, and that's context clues, inferencing, text evidence, thesis, author's purpose, author's language, mood, tone, and 21 TEKS tested. If you compare that to 2023, there's a lot of overlap here of inferencing, text evidence, and author's purpose, but it had summarizing and mood, and this one tested 20 TEKS. Key takeaways. Paired passages are here to stay. Make sure students are practicing how to compare to text regularly. More TEKS are being tested in every grade level. You can't just focus on a few big standards anymore. Test prep needs to cover more ground. And no single grade level has a dominant skill like inferencing used to be in the past. This means your prep should be more balanced across different skills. If I had to pick a few TEKS to target heavily, they would be author's purpose, inferencing, and summarizing. So here's what to expect in 2025. There's going to be more questions about comparing multiple texts and a broader range of TEKS being tested. So regularly exposing your students to all the TEKS is key. Now, here's how I can help you prepare. Parents, if you're looking for a step-by-step reading practice to support your child at home, I've curated a special workbook designed just for you. They're simple, effective, and aligned with the standardized testing. Just click the link below to get more information. And teachers, if you're ready to hit all the tested TEKS with precision, my STAAR task card bundle has you covered. With task cards organized by every tested TEK, you can easily target specific skills in your classroom. Click the link below to learn more. And that's it for today. I hope these insights help you plan your test prep effectively. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest STAR information, you should join the Custom Classroom community today. Together, we can make STAR prep stress free and successful for you and your students.